Types of change. Now, I want to talk firstly about the types of change, because there are different types of changes. And sometimes when a woman is saying to me, Dr. Weiss, he needs to change, she doesn't really have in mind specifically the type of change she's asking for. Of course, everything would be fine. But I want to break these down to 3 different categories so that as you're requesting change, you can be more clear. And also, if you're going to go through change, you might be able to faster go through that if you understand what type of change you're actually trying to achieve. Let me walk you through these. Number 1, personal change. Number 2, interpersonal. And number 3, system or systemic. Let me start with personal change. Personal change, this is a change motivated by yourself for yourself. Let me give you an example. Most people have done this. I need to lose weight. I don't need to lose weight for you or the family or the neighbors. I need to lose weight. I need to change my diet. I need to change my exercise routine. I need to do something differently. I am motivated to do it. I need to get the skills, maybe read a book, go to a class, join a club to obtain these skills, and I personally want to change. It's something that I want to do for me to grow in this particular area of my life. And that might be financially, spiritually, socially, sexually. It can be any area of personal growth. Personal change can be motivated by the external environment and can also be motivated by the internal environment. I need to spend a few minutes here. The external environment means that something on the outside has created circumstances that is forcing or demanding change, i.e., you get a DUI, now you have to go to these alcohol classes, you have to go to see a counselor, and you got to go stand before a judge. That's external change. And if someone's an alcoholic, that might open the door for them to go to AA and get some help and actually realize that they really do have a problem. That's external environment coming into your life, warning you that if you stay the same, you're probably going to end up in a bad way. That's external. Internal change is a person just internally realizes, hey, I'm drinking too much. It's causing problems in my family. It's causing problems in my marriage. This is stupid. You know, I'm 50 years old. I should have grew up a long time ago. It's just time to put it away. And they internally say, I got to stop. And then once they want to stop, they'll go through the steps of change that we'll talk about, and they will accelerate that process. But see, my experience with addiction, now I've been working with sex addicts for over 30 years, and intimacy anorexics, which is the addiction to withholding, is that oftentimes it is external change. It's the wife threatening divorce. It's the getting caught. It's the getting arrested. And we've heard many people, famous people, who've gotten caught in all kinds of sexual inappropriate behavior, right? And you would think they would change. And some of them have, and they've done really well in their change. Some haven't, and they continue down the road into self-destruction. That's where addiction leads you: jails, institutions, and death. And so, external change, sadly enough, you can't determine if it's going to work. Okay, and so right now I just want to share this with you, wives that are watching this. You can't create enough external power, influence to make someone change. Change is a personal decision, like we talked about. But external factors sometimes lead to the crisis that may open up the door for change. Now, internally motivated change, again, they're not asking for your help. They've already decided. They're pretty much going to follow through. And no matter what kind of program they pick, they're probably going to be successful. The person who says to themselves, you know, I got to drop 50 pounds. It wouldn't matter if all they ate was green vegetables, if they went to Weight Watchers, if they just got a trainer. It really wouldn't matter what way they pick to lose weight. They've determined it's going to happen and it's going to work. And so they've internally made a decision and they're following through. And so that's important in personal change. It can happen either way. Let me move to interpersonal change. This is a change on how we relate to another person. This could be an employee, a friend, or in our discussion, how we relate to a spouse or a significant other. This change could include how we communicate with them, how we respect or honor them, how we hear them. I teach a lot of guys on how to hear their spouse. The narrative that we tell about our spouse in our brain. I work a lot with the meaning and narratives with people, and the interaction of meaning versus the behavior, and how some people get stuck on what they make something mean, okay? But interpersonal change is, hey, I need to stop rolling my eyes. Hey, you know what? I need to let you finish your sentence. And that would be nice, okay? But I'm choosing how to change in the relationship, or me and my spouse are working on a change that would help in our situation. Okay, that's how we change interpersonally, okay? Now again, some women, when they say, Dr. Weiss, he needs to change, they mean he needs to change personally. Sometimes they mean he needs to change as the way he relates to me, okay? And lastly, systemic change, our system change. This is changing the way we think or do something in a relationship. Maybe one person pays the bills all the time. Maybe we both always do X. One person makes the decisions about Y. Systems evolve over marriage. They evolve from family of origin. They evolve from things you learn or read or see. Some of them are conscious, some of them are unconscious. And some systems work to stay dysfunctional. Okay, like if one person's dominating the other person, well, that's a system, but it's not necessarily helpful, okay? Some systems are very helpful where there's equality, there's hearing, there's respect, there's encouragement, there's nurturing, and there's learning, okay? Those would all be systems inside a relationship that could make it better and healthier. And sometimes, and oftentimes in my work, I am dealing with the system. The system is, we do A and B, and it doesn't work, but this is what we actually do, okay? And so system change is more complicated because both people need to identify that there's a need to change the system, and both people need to cooperate on how it changes, and both people need to go through the whole process of change that we're going to talk about if systemic change is actually going to be maintained and change the way we relate. And you know, just yesterday, I had some follow-up phone calls with several clients from all over the country because they flew here, they did intensives, and they're living happily ever after, but they're still running into systems. And they're thinking, you know, I didn't realize that this was our system. And we talked about it, and they were both able to say, yeah, we need to shift that, and this is how we're going to do it. And it was really beautiful to see them get the aha themselves that it's not about you being bad or me being bad. It's about, you know, somehow we agreed to a system that no longer works because we're getting too healthy for it.